everyone. No. See, if my voice is not audible, please just send a message via your chat box. Right? Then today we will see our topic human resource planning. Already you know, right? In this HR management division, human resource planning and recruitment, selection, training and development, performance management, career planning and management. These are the activities or process in this HRM, right? When the HRM team is fully filled, they are following these all the department activities effectively, then rejoin their own division, then frame the particular department, right? Then in HRM, human resource management can be defined as employing people, developing their resource, then utilizing, maintaining, and compensating their services in tune with the job and organizational requirements. Then so what is our cyclic point? Obtain, then develop, monitor, reward, then engage, right? What is that obtain point? In this obtain thing, you have to obtain the particular right candidate, right? So the requirement and the selection, they are doing a lot of recruitment procedure. Then based on that recruitment procedure, they are doing the selecting the right candidate, right? Then this develop, they are giving the proper training for the particular organization, right? Maybe if you are selecting on particular company, they'll give on training, right? In this training period, you are getting this much amount salary. Then after training, you are having this much your salary, right? You'll get your appointment letter like this only. Because in this current scenario, each and every organization they are giving the training part as individually, right, based on their own needs. Then performance management, here they are monitoring your each and every day-to-day life activity in the particular organization, right? So how you are doing your work effectively, how much speed do you have to gain knowledge in this particular training time, right? How much effort you are put to deliver the productivity, right? These all the things are monitored by this monitoring division, right? Then after that, if you are in the position of fast learner, or you are having the more enthusiastic person in your organization, then automatically you are getting your compensation and benefits, right? Then finally you have to engage yourself in this particular organization, that means talent management and career development, right? So in this HRM practices covers these all the things in a single straight line. So this only improve your company performance. So what is that? Analysis and design of work, then a workforce planning, recruiting, then selection, training and development, performance management, then compensation and rewards. Finally, data employee and labor relations. Right? These are all the things are improving your company performance. So it is defined as the practices, policies, and systems that influence employees' behavior, attitudes, and performance. Then the HRM functions are divided into five things. So main part of our first thing, HR acquisition, HR planning, recruitment, then selection and placement. Right? Acquisition nothing but collecting or initial process. HR development, the career planning, training and development, the organizational development, then excuse me, organizational development. These are all the things under in the human resource development functions, right? Then performance and compensation, already I said, here only they are monitoring your all the performance in this particular organization, right? Then motivation and maintenance, in your organization they are giving to various benefits, right? Like house rent allowance, then a medical allowance, then some other things, right? So they are giving the motivation like giving the benefits to the particular employee. Then industry relations, there's a discipline and grievance management, then industrial dispute management. That means the relationship between outside world and the particular environment, particular organization is a smooth way conductor, right? Then these all the things are joined together and frame the individual human resource information system and research, then accounting and audit, right? Then this is the important difference between personal management and HRM. So personal management, already yesterday we are explained clearly about these two slides, right? So in this, employees used as organization benefit. Here, employees used for multi-mutual benefit, right? Then personal function is only auxiliary. That means secondary. But here it is a strategic planning. Each and every planning completed in the step by step, right? Then short-term perspective. This is a long-term perspective, right? So these all the things are having the main difference between your personal management and HR management, right? These are the objectives. So what are the objectives? It helps the organization to reach the particular goals, right? Yesterday only I said this is the important point for this entire unit organizing. So the employee or some persons, so those who are all working in the particular organization, like not only in the project way, the all the people working in this particular organization, they are to help the organization reach its goals. Then to employ the skills and abilities of the workforce efficiently. Then it provide an opportunity for expression and voice in management. It provide fair and acceptable efficient leadership, right? So we yesterday we seen each and every point elaborately, right? So today I just skip over this slide. Then see this importance of HRM here. Your human resource management practice helps to improve the particular organization based on these importance of your management division, right? So attract and retain talent. What is that? The particular HRM HR division, they are attracted by those who are having efficient knowledge and those who are having more than comparing to other person, they are different in their activity, right? These all the things they are noted and they are attracted by the uh, needy people, right? Then second thing, train people for challenging roles. After selecting or after recruiting the people, they are trained the people for challenging the roles, then develop their skills and competencies, then promote team spirit. Then the next one, develop loyalty and commitment, increase productivity and profits, right? Then improve job satisfaction, then enhance standard of living, finally generate employment opportunities and greater trust and respect, right? These are the things are importance of an HR. Then these are the qualities of HR manager. So already seen in our yesterday class detailed about these HR manager qualities. So main thing, Henry Furl is one of the author for this framing the HR management as the initial thing. So he was categorized the thing. The quality of managers is the main thing: physical, then mental, then moral, and educational, technical, and experience. Right? Others are categorized by their alert mentally, then competent to take quick decision, honesty and integrity, then patient and a good leader, then social responsibility, good communicator, and well-mannered people. Right? So these all the things are having those who are having these all the things. The person is a efficient or a good manager in the particular organization, right? So a manager can have confident in his or her own way. Then a manager having open-minded people, then their approachable is flexible, then active listener and a strategic thinker, right? This is a part A question. Manager is a confident, those who are having confidence in their position, then they are open minded, then they are very approachable, easy to approachable, then active listener, then strategic thinker, right? So these all the things are you need to note by these all the things, right? This is the qualities of HR manager. Then see this, the role and responsibility of HR professionals in changing environment. Like these are the main thing, right? Already we seen issues and responsibility, right? So role and responsibility of HR professional changing environment. They see this uh, right side corner, plan, then action. So what is that? If you are planning each and every time, you're doing planning only. Your things are not to be reached in the highway, right? Highest way, right? So if your plan become to action, then only your planning to be successful thing, right? So in this role and responsibility of HR professional in changing environment, here you need to focus about these are the points. So proactive reaction, no, not on reactive basis. That means immediate reply, right? So developing integrated HR system is a well balanced system without lack of unity in function. Working as a change agent, marketing HR potential, then outsourcing HR functions, focus on strategic HR issues, right? These are all the things in the role and responsibility of HR professionals in changing environment. So what is this black diagram? Act. So action changes then things, right? So we need to already you are having on plan. You are framing on planning, right? That means HR division planning on they are planned one thing, right? So based on that planning, they move into their action. Then maybe the action is going to be success in the first time, or else you have to change your work plan. After that, you have to think what are the flaws identified in your previous thing. Based on that, you can change your action, right? So these are the role and responsibility of HR professional changing environment. The next thing, modules of HR management. So these are the main modules in your HRMS, right? So resource allocation in your organization having n number of resources, right? So you can allocate the resource who's needing, who's having more priority to use that particular resource, right? Then personal data management is that thing in this part in your employee in your organization employees all the personal data are managed by this personal data management team, right? Then resource management also. See, the first thing, resource allocation, right? So, what are the resources needed for those needy people? They are allocated in this division. Here, they are monitor and maintain the resources, right? Then, skill management in this part, they check periodically the working people. See, already you are working in a see an example, already you are working in a particular organization, but in the same thing they are giving lot of training again and again after 1 year or 2 years, right? See, if you are just ask to your colleague, they are not sit in a same position or same work towards the entire lifelong time, right? They are changing their position and changing their grade. So based on that, they need to improve their skill, right? So in the skill management division is to monitor the people and those who are needed for the skill improvement, they'll send to the particular skill improvement plan, right? Then performance management here, already you know, right? In this part only, they are monitor everything about the employees and their performance. Then they are giving the, they are reporting the concern authority to give the those who are is the most benefited people. They are giving the first priority to that successful workers, right? So in this performance management only take all the decisions and everything. Those who are having retained the job or those who are needed to be terminated and everything, right? Then attendance management, the leave or attendance, everything, then the single thing, right? So daily if you are going to enter your finger or you are giving your manual attendance anything in your particular organization, then it is to be noted, right? In software companies you are entering your attendance by using your ID card, right? Smart attendance. Then payroll management, these are all the things are to be integrated, then only you are getting your monthly pay, right? So in this payroll management, these all the things are integrated, then they are doing. Right. So these are the detailed point about this these activities. So in this recruitment, these are the essential planning, resource manpower plan, then recruitment plan. After that, candidate profile, then interview scheduling, interview rating, then joining employee profile. Right. These are all the things are to be created by the HRM in the organization, right? Then the training here, training request, training schedule, training attendance, training feedback, and trainer feedback, then training assessment. These all the things are to be monitored in this training department. Then attendance, shift allocation, biometric integration, then time office management, on duty permission request, then leave management, then overtime calculation. These all the things are to be maintained by the attendance department, right? Then payments, earnings and dedication detail, then loan or advance payment, bulk salary creation, then loan transaction payment, then arrear payment, bonus calculation, full and final settlement. These all the things are to be in the part of your HRM division, right? Then appraisal, appraisal initiation, appraisal feedback getting from all the your superior, right? Appraisal initiation done by the employee, then appraisal feedback is getting by noted by the all the superior. Then appraisal consolidation, that thing whether you are the right candidate to give the appraisal or anything, they are noted in their action, right? Then promotions, transfers and increment, these all the things are to be done by the appraisal team. Then relieving, if you are giving resignation, then what is your settlement, or retirement, what is your settlement, these are the things are to be clearly specified in your in this relieving department, right? Then they only do all the thing relieving formality. What is that exit interview? If you are giving your resignation, they are asking to why you are leaving in this organization. Do you have any negative feedback about the organization? These are all the things they are asked, right? Then that is called the exit interview. Or if you are having any problems, everything they are asked by in this relieving department. Then contract labor, here your labor attendance, then labor skill and labor allocation and OT management, overtime management, then billing, then blacklist labor, because they are doing some unwanted activities, right? So they are called a blacklist labor. Then contractor and labor union, these all the things are monitored by this contract labor, right? Then today our topic is human resource planning. In this human resource planning is a process. So planning is nothing but an action, right? So it's just a decision, right? So just to be frame some thing, whether it is to be success or failure, that is not the finite one. Based on the process, we can predict our planning is successful or failure, right? So in general, human resource planning is a process by which managers ensure that they have the right number and kinds of capable people in the right places at the right times, right? So if a particular organization need the employee immediately, but some organization may not be fulfill the requirement, right? So only they are giving the definitions in a detailed way, filling the capable people in the right places at the right time, right? Then through this planning, organization avoids sudden people shortages or surplus, because HR planning entails two steps. What is that? Assessing current human resources, then meeting the future HR needs, right? So accessing current human resources and meeting future HR needs. So particular organization avoid the sudden people shortages like termination, right? So if you want to terminate, you can do one by one. That is efficient for the organization growth and development. Maybe if you are doing the bulk relieving of bulk termination for the people already working in the organization, definitely your organization only getting the losses, right? Apart from the employee side. So HR planning entails two steps. One is assessing current human resources and meeting future HR needs. So in this assessing current human resources, having the two things. One is managers begin HR planning by inventorying current employees, right? So managers begin HR planning by inventorying current employees. So what is that? This inventory usually includes information on employees such as name, education, training, everything, right? Those who are working in this particular organization is the assessing current human resources. So main part of this assessment is a job analysis. That means an assessment that defines a job and the behaviors necessary to perform it. So what is that? If the job description and job specification are important documents, so when managers begin recruiting and selecting, right? So the manager is a main part able to identify the vacancies and the right people, right? So the job description is a written statement describing a job. See, you see in so many ads, right? In the this is the company name, the job description in this role, right? Like a technician or a programmer or some other thing wanted for this position. They are giving the skills needed for the position, right? So that this is the proper way to give the job description to the outside people, right? So based on the advertisement, then yeah, correct people or efficient people meet the constraint consent organization, right? So a job description is a written statement describing a job content, environment, and conditions of employment, right? That is the skills of employment. Then this the job specification states the minimum qualification that a person must have the perform a given job, right? So it identifies the knowledge, skills, and attitudes needed to do the job effectively, right? The second thing, meeting future HR needs. That means the HR needs are determined by the organization's mission, goals, and strategies, right? Then demand for employees, nothing but the results from demand for the organization product or service. See why you are recruiting from the particular organization. Already they are having a number of people, right? But why they are recruiting? Maybe the existing employees does not do the favor for the organization, right? So based on the demand, their demand for employee results from the demand for the organization product or services, right? So in this, after assessing both current capability and future needs, the manager can estimate the areas in which organization will be understaffed or overstaffed, right? What is that understaffed and overstaffed? Whether the organization is having less amount of people or having increased number of people, right? So if a particular work having 10 number of people, so the organization should be followed the recruitment as doing only for the 10 people, right? It maybe it reaches more than 10, it's called overstaffed, or less than 10, it is called understaffed, right? So by recruitment and de-recruitment process. If it is understaffed, then you have to recruitment process, or overstaffed, you are doing recruitment process, right? That is the nothing but termination process. So if employee vacancies exist, managers should use the information gathered through the job analysis to guide them as recruitment. That is locating, identifying, and attracting capable applicants. On the other hand, if the HR planning shows a surplus of employees, managers may want to reduce the organization's workforce through recruitment, right? So you have to see the word clearly. If you want to reduce your organization workforce, that means count of the employee, right? That is called recruitment. So in this human resource planning definition is according to Heisler, a manpower planning is a process which includes forecasting, developing, implementing, and controlling, right? Which firm ensures that it has the right number of people, the same thing, and the right kind of people at the right place at the right time, right? So you note down this word, right number of people and the right kind of people at the right place, then right time doing work for which they are economically most useful. So in this HR planning is again yeah, here they each and every author are giving their own definition, right? So n number of definition in this HR plan based on the need, availability, and the supply equal to demand. The HRP is defined. It includes the estimation of how many qualified people are necessary to carry out the assigned activities. Right? See the same thing in the previous definition, but they are giving the single word right people at the right time, right? So here they are giving detailed explanation about this right people. So how many qualified people are necessary to carry out the assigned activities, and how many people will be available, and what if anything must be done to ensure personal supply. It equals personal demand at the appropriate point in the future, right? Then the definition second definition, that is the right numbers, capability, and the organization objective. See, based on the keywords, the definition is differs, right? So if you have to write the two things clearly, right kind of people at the right place at the right time, right? So it is a process which an organization ensures that it has the right number and kind of people at the right place at the right time, based on the capable of effectively and efficiently completing those tasks that will help the organization achieve that's overall activities, right? Then definition, third definition, the translation of objectives into HR numbers. So it is a process of translating organizational objectives and plans into the number of workers needed to meet those activities. So see this diagram. This is the HR planning initial activity diagram. So organizational objective, then that objective enters in the HR plan. Based on the objectives, the HR doing the planning, right? And then they are giving their planning to two people, forecasting human needs and forecasting supply of human resource to part. Then in this surplus human resource here, identification human resource gap. That means who are the how much people filled in the particular organization, right? Then shortage of human resource. Then based on the thing, you can do your action plans for that bridging the gap, right? So if it is a planning to identify how many vacancies are creating are available in your organization, right? So that planning is nothing but how many vacancies are available in the particular organization. A simple word I said. So that a meaning or purpose of HRP, at simple words, HRP is understood as a process of forecasting an organization's future demand and supply, right, of the right people at the right numbers. Thus, only after HRP is done that the company can initiate and plan the recruitment and selection process. See, after planning only they are doing the recruitment and the selection process, right? It is a subsystem in the total organizational planning. It facilitates relations of the company, it facilitates the realization of the company's objectives by providing the right type and right number of persons. This is important because without a clear-cut manpower planning, estimation of your organization's human resource need reduced to mere guesswork, right? So what is that? If you are not if you are not doing your planning as a proper thing, then definitely your organization should meet the unnecessary thing, right? So you have to reduce these much of unnecessary things. You have to plan. You have to do your planning as a correct thing, right? Then these are the objectives of human resource planning. Before seeing this objective, see this hand in this PPT. The analysis is the main part. Then based on the analysis, you can give your solution. Then do your process iteratively. Then meet the objectives, frame the objectives based on the objectives in your team members or work, that is called teamwork, right? Then you have to meet your mission, then finally you have to give your productivity, that is sales, right? So by using these all the key characteristics keyword, then only you can become a success, right? So that see this success word come from these all the entire six words, right? Sorry, seven words: analysis, solution, process, objectives, teamwork, and vision, sales, right? So the objectives of human resource planning is the entirely based on this characteristics only. They are elaborately give forecast personal recruitment, right? That to ensure optimum utilization of resource. Then existing manpower productivity. So you can monitor your existing manpower productivity. Then hope with changes, training about technological changes. Maybe if your training as a effective for the existing people, then existing people is ready to learn. These all the things are to be followed in this hope with changes, right? Then to provide control measures, that means ensure resource availability when required. Then promote employees in systematic manner. So what is that? Accordingly, see, some organization giving that promotions and pay scale like based on their year experience, right? Like our government division, they are not monitored by their work process, right? They are not evaluating the knowledge people and anything. They are just giving the promotions like year of experience. So that is called systematic manner. Then to provide a basis for management development programs, then to assist productivity bargaining like a good deal or something, to access the cost of manpower. These are all the main objectives of our human resource planning, right? Then the importance of HR planning here, your HR planning importance is nothing but reservoir of talent. That means retain the skilled people, then prepare people for future. Then expand or contact here continuous supply of people to handle challenging jobs. Then cut cost is a HR budget, right? Then planning successes starts stars are picked for challenging products, right? So this effective human resource planning, you can set your efficient objective, then top management support, then employee skill inventory, HR information system, then coordination, right? Then this is the flowchart for the HRP system. So here the following elements are the major thing: overall organization objectives, then business environment, then forecasting manpower needs, accessing manpower supply, matching manpower demand supply factors. Based on these elements, we can draw our HRP system architecture, right? So see this business environment as a top management, right? Then organization objectives or goals framed by some people. Then these objectives and goals are to be shared to the manpower forecast and manpower supply assessment. Here only they are doing their planning, manpower programming and implementation, control and manpower evaluation, right? So finally, the shortage of manpower and surplus manpower, they are giving everything in this HRP, right? So this is the detailed key point about this diagram. So we will move to the HRP process in here. Main 4 points, right? 4 or 5 points. So deciding the objective of HRP, then estimating future organizational structure and manpower recruitment, then third thing, manpower audit, excuse me, manpower audit, then job analysis, then the next one, developing human resource plan, right? So these are the 5 parts in our HRP process. So objective of HRP nothing but fitting employee abilities to enterprise recruitments, right? Then estimating future organizational structure and the manpower recruitment. Here, the management must estimate the number and types of employees, right? Like age, experience, qualification, salary range, everything. By analyzing their growth and expansion structural changes. Manpower audit is a mandatory thing and important one. Here, the skill inventory are identified, personal factors, then education and training, then experience and skills, then additional information, right? Then the next one, job analysis. So based on the job analysis, again the job analysis having the two parameters: job description and job specification, right? So in this description, they need to give the detailed description about the particular job summary and duties performed, mission tools, materials, and working conditions. Job specification here: what kind of person to recruit and for what qualities that person should be tested. Then this physical character and psychology, character, personal character and responsibility, demographic nature, these all the things are specified in your job specification. Then the next one, developing human resource plan. Here the implementation of findings, right? Then the next one is the recruitment. So recruitment nothing but based on the planning, we will move to our recruitment, right? So what is that? This recruitment is the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for the jobs, right? What is that recruitment? So many people are sending their resume and sending their volunteerness to the organization. Based on that interest, we will conduct an interview process, right? So that is called recruitment process. So it is the stage one, define requirements. Then stage two is attract potential employees. Then the final thing is select the right people. So what is that? First thing, define requirements, job description and job specification. Then attract potential employees by using advertising, right? Then the right people, how we are selecting the right people based on the job interview and ability test, right? So this is the recruitment process. You know clearly about this recruitment statement. So recruitment is the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization, right? Then the next one, this is the sources of recruitment. That means internal source and external source and modern technique, right? So this is the normal interview procedure. What is the internal source? If the particular person is eligible, do the another work. So automatically in your organization, they are transferring your role from one job to another one, right? Then promotion is the same thing. In the government sector, they are automatically shifting an employee to higher position based on their year experience, right? Then employee referrals, maybe management or your immediate superior refer to you based on their working speed and in everything, or by the performance management team based on the recommendation. So you can get automatically higher promotion, right? Then external sources are direct recruitment. That means interview procedure, right? So this is the media. You can give your advertisement like media advertisement and employment. then some other thing, right? Like the external source conducted by the campus recruitment or recommendation labor contracts and anything. Then modern technique, that is walk-in or consulting, and then headhunting, then body shopping. These all the things are our modern interview technique name, right? Then business alliance, right? Then the next one, this is the internal sources. That means we are seeing the source of recruitment clearly. It includes our personal already on the payroll of organization, right? So merits and demerits we will see in the next class. Then external sources. Here the external resources, the direct recruitment or campus recruitment by the outside, right? Then these are the methods or the techniques of recruitment. Direct method is a campus recruitment. Then indirect method is a use of advertisement for recruitment in newspaper or journal or some other thing, right? Then without company name, the advertisement has been made, right? That is called blind advertisement. See, you note you have been noticed. I thought if you are need a part-time job, contact this number. That type of advertisement is a blind advertisement, right? Without company name, they are giving their advertised. Then third party method is a private employment agency, then public employment agency. What is a public employment agency? Does that see one country to another country they are referral, right? Then a headhunters is a professional recruiting agency. Then employee referrals is a recommendation. Then trade unions, applicant at the gate. Then voluntary organization, computer data bank, right? These are the things in the method of technique, method or techniques of recruitment, right? This is the recruitment policy, 5 elements. So identification of your requirement needs clearly, then preferred sources of recruitment, then criteria of selection and selection techniques should be framed clearly, then cost of your recruitment is also noted, then role should be identified. Maybe if any assigned to the union in the formulation and implementation of recruitment, select and coalition, right? So remaining thing we will see in our next class, like advantages and factoring affecting their recruitment, everything we will see in our next class, right? So in this HR management, yeah, you know, right? These are the under the process or activities in this HR management. So our first process is the HR planning, and second thing is our recruitment, right? We will continue in our next class about recruitment and selection and training and development, right? So up to this, do you have any doubt? Up to this, today I will complete my session. Up to this, do you have any